Hello and welcome back. This is Cosmic Greninja, and this is going to be part two on how to start a new city in the new game, City Skylines 2. Alright, so as the game loads our last play, this game was recently released on October 24th of 2023. It's the successor to City Skylines, and they've made a lot of changes to the new game, and we're going to dive into a lot of those changes in this video. So with that being said, some of the things I want to cover with you today will be the milestones, defining districts, and what buildings can do inside districts. And I'm not talking about like the zone buildings. I'm talking about the buildings like schools and fire stations and stuff like that. And then we're going to work on the industrial zone. We're not going to really be expanding it. We're just going to be developing it. So we really didn't put much time and effort into developing it the last time. Alright, so the game has loaded. First things first, we're going to cover milestones. And we're going to do it off and on throughout this playthrough, or at least this video. Milestones are tracked. It measures how much experience you gain, and then you can earn all the way up to Megalopolis. Right now we're at Grand Village. We're working our way up to Tiny Town. We need roughly 2,000 more points. We'll get a $1.2 million, 5 development points, and 7 purchasable squares. Every time we go up a milestone, we will get these 3 things guaranteed. The mounts will be different every time. I believe they go up every time. Looks like by 1 or 2 or several. So, and you can also play a game and just turn off milestones and give yourself all the milestones right up out the door. You can do that too. So, but that's what we're working with. These are things we're going to get. When we get Tiny Town, we'll get the post office and all this stuff. All right, and we'll be able to have mixed commercial and housing. So that'll be pretty cool. All right, so next thing. One thing we want to cover in here is districts. Now, unlike the first iteration of this game, districts have been simplified. There's a district. Here's a district. There's a district. There's a district. I can go on and on forever and ever and ever. But y'all get the point. Very easy to do. Okay. Now, another thing you can do is uh, is if you're on this button right here, the creation tool, you can click on one and expand it, like I'm doing right here with the Pinwood Croft zone. I'm expanding it to add these streets right here, which encompasses the high school. And then you just so we expanded manor. So you see how we did that? It's very simple and it doesn't cost you anything to do. Another thing we can do is you can click on them and change the name. Washington Heights. And then it will stay there until you delete it. You can tell it what it can do. Which right now they're all locked, so you can't really tell what to do. But you can also click on buildings and you can choose it to what districts to operate in. If you hit select, all you do is click on the district and it'll highlight blue. If that's the only one you want, just click here and exit out of it. Now, you can also leave it with no districts and the school will take care of the entire city as it's been doing. The same with the fire station, the hospital, the clinic, the high school, the post office, police headquarters, and fire headquarters. I had to think for a second. So yeah, you can use those to delegate, especially if your city grows where you need more than one high school or more than one elementary school. You'll want to start breaking up which areas of the city that you're you know encompassing. All right. So as for the other three districts, leave a comment in the down below. Tell me or give me some advice early on a different name for these, and maybe a little bit of history. Um, the one thing I did notice, of course, it was an add-on. It was like a player-made thing that we can't change the district's type. Like in City Skylines, you could tell each district to build a certain building style, so every district had its own style. You cannot in this one right now. It's probably something that will come, but it's just not there right now. And when it does, we will cover that then. So, our town is, well, it's there. Um, let's see. We want to work on the industrial zone a little bit. I want to build. Alright, I'm gonna waste a little bit of money on trees. We're gonna do the multiple trees. Okay, we did enough of that. Now, if you don't actually draw the zone, you can come back into it, click here, area tool, and fix it. See how I'm doing that? The specialty zones draw like the garbage patch does. Hmm, I don't know if I want to actually snap them to it. Sometimes it's difficult. Okay, and there we go. That's all you have to do with that. Now, another topic that's in this is going to be talking about buildings. Let's see if we click on. No, not every building has an option like that. Most, or several do. Okay. Um, Found one here. The school. Now, if you come down here, you'll see upgrade. You'll see three choices. And you can build each of these.
A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive and try to stay off the streets until
And as you can tell, the
conditions
school built it.
This has been a local public service
If it's not a
announcement.
repeatable building, it will do
This
this.
is Second Moon Radio,
If it's
classical
repeatable, like this
R&B.
one,
Unlike
I'll leave it
most
like that. I
music,
can
classical has always been
apparently build
penned
more.
by someone sitting in front of a sheet of
All
blank
right.
paper,
Let's
looking
see.
only
What
at
else should we cover?
invitations as guides through a silent
They
hall
did
of
clean up the
masterpieces.
menus down here,
Every
as
sense
we were seeing when we were
filled
laying things out.
our
There's not
souls
no
with
longer 5 billion
transport.
different choices for plumbing.
But
Um,
let us
Not that those
return
buildings were bad;
on
they were just
tonight's episode.
A housing
space
shortage is
takers.
driving up prices in the area.
That's right, Lester.
So
But apparently, that's not all good news. We're joined today by an expert guest who has
another aspect. Let's see.
Welcome,
Let's look under
Professor. So,
fire.
a housing
Fire's
shortage
broken
is
up into
bad
fire
for
and
people
disaster.
trying to move
We haven't
there, huh?
activated the
You've
disaster
got a
zone because we have
program
disaster turned
criticizing
off.
certain
Again, that does not mean
representations
your people
within
will not set things on fire.
ideological structures, which are entirely apart from the actual
They just ain't
rewards
gonna set the
enjoyed.
entire planet
For
on fire.
example, consider
one,
capital.
They're just too
one
smart.
final question, Professor. Is the housing shortage going to make
Um,
me richer?
By certain metrics, perhaps yes, in the short term.
I like the sound of
But
that.
what we are discussing is the
so
study
with
of
that being said,
statistical abstraction and its effect on the human
Thank
psyche.
you, Professor.
It is a question of priorities.
And on to our main feature story. The commercial district is booming as the area is attracting more high end stores. bringing the latest in luxury to our neighborhood. You can now shop for designer shoes while sipping a fancy local Jarva mate, or so my wife tells me. That's good for business and good for the community.
Thanks, Jim. We'll be back after this.
Grabbing a quick screenshot of that view. We are working our way up for transportation. We don't have really any choices but taxi. I'm not going to use taxi. I want to get the trains going though, because once we do, then we can start planning out our industrial zone before we do the major expansion in the next part. So just kind of waiting for the milestone. Sometimes they come, sometimes they come fast, sometimes they come slow. It just depends on what you're doing. With that being said, I think we can help speed it up if we build a firehouse and we built a police station. Okay. We can expand the firehouse. And we'll go ahead and expand the medical clinic. So, hopefully those will give us enough experience points to push us over. If not, we will go down into and plop the welfare office. Now, the welfare office, unlike a lot of the buildings, does not have expandable parts. Nothing pops up here. But you can tell it which districts to represent or to help. And it will only do those districts. So if you build a police station and it's not turned off, because as you can see, you can't turn these buildings off. You just have to. I don't know how you turn them off, actually. You just have to take them out of the show. So we're getting close to our 5th milestone. Once we hit it, we'll cover some more of that. Now, in between the videos, I will build up parts of the city and stuff so that way we can utilize a lot of the how-to parts. So if I haven't already stated, please ask that you do subscribe to the channel. It's slowly growing, and I'd just like to keep it going in a positive direction. If you have any ideas, thoughts on the episode or the channel in general, please leave a comment below. I would love to see what everyone thinks about the videos and to see what I need to work on and improve. With that being said, we are ever so more closer to it than far away of going right into milestone 5. Another thing I like is the way they have everything arranged down here. It's cut, clean, simple. Some things I do miss from the earlier game. We're just gonna call it 1 from now on. What I miss from 1 is a lot of the fun that we had with certain aspects of like creating buildings for other people and driving around with like all kinds of craziness going on behind you. It was pretty cool. But then again, it could be something that just happens later in the road. Okay, let's see. We're closer now than we were. As for the grid for the city, when I go to start building suburbs in another part, probably next part that we do, the suburbs are going to be more natural. They're going to have curving streets and roundabouts and stuff like that. Are they going to be built within a box? Yes. Well, honestly, they're going to be built between the several boxes. So yes, we are getting closer. Where do we stand? We like 240 more points. I can't think of anything to build to push us over the edge that would make sense. Also, another thing you see is we are still craving high density residential. So you know what? As we wait patiently, I'm gonna come over here, come to here, come to here. Oh, it's not working. It's not changing them. Oh, okay, yeah, there it goes. So we got them going. Sorry about that. I couldn't tell. All right. So we got some high buildings coming in. We are very close to the next milestone. Just will kind of sit here and wait for it. And like you probably saw in part one, sometimes the milestones can come pretty quickly. We hit milestone one without ever having one citizen in the town. All we had done is built the starting grid. That's all we had done. Not even the plumbing or the electrical was connected yet. So it milestone progression isn't based on how many citizens you have in the city, although it does help. So, but I do like that. That is a really neat thing. I like another thing that they did is and I'll show you when we go to do it, is the way you purchase tiles. There's so many more options, and it's just wonderful. All right, we're just gonna. Okay, we fixed that. We don't have a lot of money left, so we're hoping with some sounding effort that this milestone happens here momentarily. We need roughly 80 points. There we go. All right, so we have been given $1.2 million. We can buy 5 things with development points, and we can purchase up to 7 squares or octagons. So that is something neat. Now, if you click right here on the progression panel, it will tell you everything you get with this milestone. We get loan limit upgraded, we get commercial and residential mix, we can have vegetable farming, coal mining, communications, which includes the mailbox, post office, and radio mist. And then we can pre-release programs, roadside parking fee, recycling, speed bumps, and energy consumption awareness is also activated. But I will show you how to get to these 5 things here. Well, actually, we'll do it right now. Let's see. Let's click on O Town. All right. So each district has several things listed right here. Okay. You click the arrow, it'll drop it down this way so you can read them. You'll have a total of 7 choices. And then whatever you click will instantly be implemented in that area. So with that being said, only that district will have that. Other districts will not. Alright. So we're going to leave O-Town on those options. And let's see, we're going to come over here to this bubble, which is new. And we're going to build a post office.
That was truly superfluous. Masterful counterpart. You're listening to Second Moon Radio, the station of levitated tastes. Don't touch
Or we're going to attempt.
We're live, and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance services have already been dispatched, and traffic flow should return to normal. But if you're planning a quick trip out, you might want to wait a little while until everything clears up.
If you're in it, you already know about it. No use
Okay.
reminding you.
Does anyone remember SimCity 5 or basically the last SimCity game? You remember when you had to place the school bus stops
There's no sinking this boat, Glenda.
so the high school and the elementary school could pick up students because they just naturally did not, apparently, without those stops? We now are doing that with the post office. Okay. I haven't completely played around with it to figure out the best option for it. But that's where we're at. I only put 3 just to kind of see how they work. But yeah. Another thing is that we can do is the development purchasing coins. We also need to start looking at our electrical grid. The thing is, you have to either purchase this or purchase this, but you can also purchase this. And I like solar, so we'll go ahead and go with solar. There we go. And like I said, you can skip if it has a direct connection to yours. Okay. Okay. And another thing, if you click here under telecom, you have the radio mist, which we're going to probably put right here. So that way we can broadcast. So I think that's a great spot to kind of encompass right now. Um, if you have any questions or ideas, or just want to see something else, I do have another channel, or not another channel, but another series going, and it's just basically me playing the game and the play style that I choose. I'm trying to keep it as neutral as possible, but there are things I'm going to focus on, like the suburbs. I'm going to focus on the districts. I'm going to focus on making sure there's plenty of school coverage, and that I think sums it up. So yeah, just leave me a comment, like, and I will see you on part 3. I hope everyone has a great one.